Welcome to Animated Discussions. My friends call me D, and today, one bullet can change the world. And it did. A spin-off from the world of John Wick, Ballerina is an action thriller that focuses on Eve, a member of the Ruska Roma, who has made it her life's mission to avenge the death of her father. Ballerina stars Ana de Armas, Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, and is directed by Lynn Wiseman. Right off the bat, the extremity of this movie is insane. One of my favorite fight sequences is the church scene in Kingsman. So you know I was excited to see how the combat choreography would be in this movie, and it did not disappoint. Again, my knowledge of movies is a little low. We're working on it. That's why we're here. So I don't know if there are things on here that haven't been done before, but there are things on here I definitely hadn't seen before. It was really interesting because watching them, I was like, how has this never been done before? It makes sense. This should have been done before. Maybe they have been done before. But for me, it was the first time, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was awesome.
What a pleasure to see you again.
Also, if you're a One Piece fan, let me know if you saw any inspo in the movie. All I'm saying is, I don't know if you felt a certain pull to our favorite cook. That's all I'm saying. So let me know. Let me know. Put it in the comments.
Looks like you already have.
My friend described it best when he said, this movie knows exactly what it is and it delivers it perfectly. This movie knows it's an action movie and it knows we're here to fight. It's what we're here for. Another thing I liked about this movie is that it was able to make it a woman-focused movie without it feeling like a woman-focused movie. You know how sometimes they make a movie about women and they're like, hey guys, look at us. We did it. And you just are like, okay, can we just enjoy the fact that it's a movie with a female lead? We don't have to make it this big thing. It reminds me of like when they made pins for women because normal pins were too big for our small dainty hands.
Big for her is the only choice.
This movie doesn't do that, and it makes me happy. I'm very happy about that. It also doesn't exchange a woman for a man. You know, like they take characters in a lot of movies and they either turn them into a minority or they turn them into a different gender. And it's like, we don't need to take something from someone else. I do appreciate that they used John Wick to like boost it, but it's not as if she's John Wick. You know, she is Eve. She works in the same company as John Wick, if you could call it a company.
When you're here, you're family.
This movie did a good job of making space for women without taking anything else away from the John Wick franchise, which I appreciate. I also am real excited that they left it open for a sequel. I think there are some times where they try to make it open for a sequel and I'm like, wow, you kind of forced that. No, they made it open for a sequel and I'm so excited to see what the sequel will be like. I really want to know what's going to happen. I want to know what this could turn into, what this could look like. There's a whole world out there, guys. A whole world. Also, some of these shots were so stunning. They had some shots of the city that I just fell in love with. I started to look up the cameras because I'm like, what drones and cameras did they use to grab these shots? I've seen like bird's eye view shots of cities, aerial shots of cities my whole life. They're in so many movies, but for some reason these just felt more dynamic. And so I was looking it up. They think it's like the Alexa 35 or the Sony FX3. I think those are the names of the cameras. So I've been trying to research and continue to look to see if those are the accurate ones. But my gosh, the way some of these shots looked, I also saw it in Dolby. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
With that, rolling into what doesn't really work, the movie kind of follows that super dark cinematography that's really popular right now. Now, granted, it's not as bad as that episode that shall not be named. But it's still pretty dark throughout most of the movie. I think they did a good job of still giving a lot of depth during those dark scenes, but it's really starting to feel like a played out color scheme to me, for lack of a better word. I think that is the word. I think it's color scheme.
Good job.
It'd be a really good challenge to do something that can be angsty and dark without it just being black. I feel like we're just watching 50 Shades of Black every time we see a movie.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Where someone is sad. It's a little overrated to me, and I feel like it's a quick, almost cheap way of doing it. I also think some of the character development they did for our main character was done almost out of order.
Improvise. Adapt. Cheat.
There were some skills that she learned in the movie that I felt like, based on what they wanted from this character, they did way too late in her storyline. I think they should have done it earlier. And I feel like it would have had a stronger foundation for her as a character and what her skill set was. There are some people who they mentioned, but we never really see them in the movie. And it makes me wonder if they are characters that are going to come out in the sequel that we'll get to pay more attention to. Because right now it feels a little either unfinished or an awkward hint that's left for something to view in the future. But I do have a few questions about what happened to a few characters that we don't see, and we don't fully know what happened. We get told something, but it doesn't feel complete to me. It feels like a lie or a secret.
You have no idea what you just walked into.
There was one plot hole in the movie that didn't fully make sense to me. It was a moment that needed to happen to push the storyline along, but I don't know why it happened. Honestly, the way that that moment happened was very jarring for me, so I was so focused on it that maybe there was a line that I missed, and it could have been explained that I just didn't catch. So if it did get explained and I missed it, okay, that's on me. I also felt like the pacing of the movie was a bit off. This movie felt 2 hours long, and it is 2 hours long. There are movies that can be 2 hours long that are great, and then there are movies that can be 2 hours long. It's like, okay, yeah, you're 2 hours long.
Yes.
All in all, I know it seems like I had a lot to complain about, but Ballerina was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's definitely not perfect, but it's an action flick, you know what I mean? And we love watching these movies just for the chaos. And this movie served chaos on a silver platter. I really enjoyed the movie. I'm very excited for a sequel. I think it'd be very fun to see what they do with it. I love the way that they left it open. It just flows so well. It's going to be so exciting. I'm super pumped about it. I'm excited to see how much they progress the story, and I think it's worth seeing in theaters just for the fight scenes alone. If you could go in theaters just to watch the fight scenes in like 4D, oh, Anna did a great job of playing Eve, and I don't know anyone who would ever think Keanu Reeves is capable of doing anything wrong. If you love a good amount of violence and insane weapon choices for no reason, you should absolutely check out Ballerina. Overall, I give this movie 3 out of 5 bloody point shoes. As far as ratings, I think this ekes it past The Accountant just a little bit. I love The Accountant. I think it's a great movie, but I will say I think as far as storyline, I think The Ballerina does it just a little bit better. Let me know what you think, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you all have a great day, and see you later.